Have you ever done a search for a flight to New York City and seen 3 different choices? Today we're going to be discussing what the best option is for you. Alright fellow travelers, you're planning your trip to New York City and you've got 3 airports to work with, JFK and LaGuardia in Queens, and Newark Airport in northern New Jersey. Which one should you choose? Let's break them all down by pros, cons, and what I would use them for. John F. Kennedy Airport is probably the most famous New York City airport and maybe the one you've heard of if you've never been to the United States. Let's start off with the pros, and the biggest pro is the ease of commute to Manhattan. You would take a $5 air train and a $2.75 subway, and that can basically take you to Manhattan in an hour, hour 10, hour 20, depending on your terminal. You can also take a $15 Long Island Railroad to either Long Island or to Midtown Manhattan, so you have multiple options there. Another great pro about JFK is they have the most international flights arriving and departing with different carriers, and they also have the most access to lounges if you have, let's say, a priority pass card. Now the cons, and probably the biggest one is the taxi cost from JFK to get to Manhattan. It can cost you $60 to $70 depending on exactly where you're going to be going. The other issue would be if you're taking the subway from the JFK station, if it's really crowded during a rush hour period, you might be stuck standing with your suitcase for an hour or more. And that brings us to why I would use JFK Airport. I would fly to JFK 100% if I was staying in Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, or the east side of Manhattan. If you're talking about Midtown Manhattan or downtown Manhattan, it's a toss-up between JFK and Newark Airport in New Jersey, which we're going to be getting to, and I would base that more on what flight is going to be cheaper. Another reason to fly to JFK is your hub airport, or do you have status with an airline such as American or Delta? If so, you're probably better off flying to JFK. Next on the list is LaGuardia, and this is the smallest of the 3 area airports and probably the one you're least likely to fly to if you're going to be coming in from an international destination. Let's start with the pros, and the biggest one here is its location in proximity to Manhattan. It's the closest one to Manhattan and the cheapest taxi ride, about $35 to $40, an easy split with a couple of friends or family members. The other thing I really like about LaGuardia is the fact that it has an American Express Centurion lounge, so if you have an Amex Platinum or Centurion card, you get free access for yourself and all of your guests, and it's one of my favorite lounges ever. Now the cons, LaGuardia has quite a few. We're going to start off with a lack of public transportation options to get to the airport. Right now your only choices are either to take a bus to one of the subway stations in Queens, which is certainly not that convenient, or to take a $15 charter bus to Penn Station, to Grand Central Station, or to Port Authority. Also not that convenient, which brings us up to the final con and probably the biggest issue. They're doing a lot of construction right now, expanding LaGuardia. Traffic has been a nightmare. I've read articles, I've heard stories. People are waiting an hour or 2 in traffic to get into that terminal. So unless you're going early in the morning or late at night, you might be wasting a lot of your time. Why would I choose LaGuardia Airport? Honestly, there's not that many reasons right now. If you're a glutton for punishment, if you want to be sitting in your taxi for a long time taking pictures of New York City, that could be one reason. If you've got a lot of time to kill before your flight and you want to check out the Centurion Lounge, maybe that would work, or if you've got an extremely good flight deal. The other way would be if my flight was early in the morning or late at night and you could avoid some of those traffic woes, but otherwise, I don't see too many advantages right now to going to LaGuardia until they get that construction taken care of in 2017 or 2018. Last but not least, EWR, aka Newark Airport, located in northern New Jersey, and a lot of people don't realize this, but Newark Airport is just as close to Midtown Manhattan as JFK is. Alright, now some of the pros of flying to Newark Airport, and this one's my favorite. They have a direct charter bus from all the terminals directly to Port Authority on 42nd Street. It's $16, and I have made it to Midtown Manhattan in 30 minutes or less. Another option is for $12.50 to take the SkyTrain, which connects to NJ Transit, which goes to Penn Station on 34th Street. That one costs you $12.50, takes about 40 to 45 minutes. And of course, if you live anywhere in New Jersey, it's a no-brainer to fly there. Some of the cons of Newark Airport: if you're going to Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, the Upper East Side, some of the eastern points of Manhattan, can be kind of a bummer getting in. Why would I fly to Newark over the other airports? I would fly to Newark, first of all, if I had status or United was my personal carrier. Almost all the United flights in the area do go directly into Newark. Another reason would be if I was staying in Midtown Manhattan or Lower Manhattan and I got a better price on a flight to Newark over JFK, I would lean towards Newark in that situation. Or of course, as I just mentioned, if you're staying in New Jersey, it's super convenient to everything around there, or even possibly Philadelphia. All right, guys, I hope you found that information useful. Really, it depends on where you're going to be staying, how much money you save between Newark and JFK. Right now, it would take a lot for me to be using LaGuardia with all those traffic problems. Definitely hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and certainly subscribe to Here Be Barr. We've got travel tips videos just like this and vlogs as well coming out weekly, looking to help you travel smarter. Be a part of where you go. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Jeff.